Welcome to Deploying the Image. In this segment, we're going to take the image that we created and put it on another machine. To contact us or to learn about other video series as well as our consulting services, please visit OpenSmallBusinessSolutions.com. Steps include booting the target machine with Parted Magic and the USB drive, imaging the hard drive of the new computer, using Gparted to resize the partitions if necessary, and rebooting and testing. So let's get started. Normally we would restore this to a physical machine. However, I have no good way of recording the video screenshots from inside of a physical machine. So we're going to create a new virtual machine and restore to that. I'm going to click on New. I'm going to call it Windows 7 Pro 64 Restored. Click Next. I'm going to give it more memory. I'm going to go with 1024. 1024 is the minimum size required to run Parted Magic in the default mode, where it loads the entire CD into RAM. In live mode, however, you can run Parted Magic on a machine with as little as 512 megabytes of RAM. We'll go with Dynamically Allocated. And we'll make this a little bit larger, as you would see in a real machine. I'm going to go with 120 gigabytes. I'm going to go back into the settings. Go into the CD drive and select the Parted Magic CD. Go to the USB and add the external hard drive and click OK. And then I'm going to click Start. We can accept the default settings for the Parted Magic. And we can close out of the time zone utility. I like to go into the Partition Editor to make sure that I have the drives that I'm expecting to see. In this case, the hard drive is going to be blank and unallocated. That's okay. If it had content, the Clonezilla would overwrite the content. I also see that we have the USB drive. So we're ready to go into the disk cloning. We want to work with Device Image, Local Devices, and click Enter. It has our external hard drive for the image repository, which is good. We put our image in the top level directory. And we want to go with beginner mode. We will restore disk. And it found our disk image, so we'll hit Enter. It found our hard drive, so we can hit Enter again. And finally, we can hit Enter to get the process rolling. We want to confirm. And it's going to ask us once more because if we accidentally did this to the wrong drive, we would have deleted all the data on the drive. And now it's done. We can hit Enter to get out of the Clonezilla. And we can go into the Partition Editor, Gparted. As you can see now, we have the boot partition and the regular system partition. However, the system partition is the old size, the 25 gigabytes, rather than the new size, which would be the full hard drive. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the 25 gig partition, click Resize, and drag that to take up the entire drive. We can click Apply, and we can click Apply again to commit our changes. And click Close. So now we see the drive configured correctly and we can exit out. We can restart our computer. And it starts in Windows. The reason why it's running the check disk is because we resized the partitions. When you resize the partitions, it flags check disk to run the next time that you boot into Windows. Now it's starting Windows, updating the registry settings, starting the services, installing the drivers, and applying the system settings. It will continue after we restart the computer, but this is good enough for now. We know that the image restored correctly, booted, and the setup process began without any problems. So in this segment, we booted the target machine with the Parted Magic and the USB drive. We imaged the new computer. We used Gparted to resize the partitions so that they took up the entire drive, and we rebooted to make sure that everything started up correctly.